What's good, everybody? GENOthaDRAGON back. Very special video. Talked about it several times. You saw the title, so here it is. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a while, and I was thinking about it, and I'm finally doing it. It's my great video game haul of 2017. So, everyone knows I buy a lot of video games. I play a lot of games, buy a lot of games, and but this video is special because it details some of the games, or it's kind of me showing off some of the games that I bought that I used to have way back generations ago, and getting some of those back, kind of rebuilding some of my old collections, PS1, PS2, and then some of the games I missed from 360, and I actually have a couple modern games too from the current gen for PS4. I might have shown some of those off, so I won't go into detail on those too much, because I'm pretty sure I've shown a couple of these off. So I'll actually start there, PS4. And I'll talk more about the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 and what those mean. But PS4, Gravity Rush Remastered. This first party game from Sony. This one was actually on Vita, and it came to PS4 hard copy, but it was actually Amazon exclusive, which was absolutely ridiculous for whatever reason. And there's a bunch on Amazon, or there were some on Amazon, some on eBay, but some of them seemed too good to be true. It's like, I'm not getting scammed today, so I avoided that, and I eventually found it. So here it is. It's actually a Chinese edition, so you can kind of see, there's the English and Chinese version, so you can see the Chinese text on there, as well as on the sides and on the back. Gravity Rush stars character Cat, and there's actually a demo of Gravity Rush 2, which came out last year. So I didn't really recommend going to check out the demo, because it looks dope, it's visually dope, and just using her gravity powers to kind of move around, traverse the world, and use it for combat and stuff is just all dope. And yeah, go check that out, Gravity Rush Remastered. And I did not pay scalpers any type of scalper price for that. Paid regular. I don't know where I paid for it, but it was just very reasonable price. So, and next up, Mafia 3 Deluxe Edition 2K Hangar 13. This one I was actually going to get on PS or Xbox One, and like I said, I'm pretty sure I showed this one off in another video. But I remember when this came out, or as it was coming out, leading up to its release, I was like, damn, you know, this game looks pretty dope. But then just ended up, some other games were around that time. I think the same year Gears 4 came out, maybe some other stuff, and just busy, just couldn't get to it. Then I heard about the reviews and how repetitive it was, but eventually, like I said, last year, ended up being able to get it for like 15 bucks from Target. So it has all the DLC. That's why I got this one for PS. Ended up getting it for PS4 because it was the deluxe edition, coming with a nice, cool little slipcover, and I got all the DLC, so it comes with the season pass. Otherwise, like I said, I usually get multi-platform games on Xbox. So, but that kind of changes depending on circumstances. Usually, if it's last one in stock, like this one, Life is Strange, and a couple other games I might show off soon. Next up, from Bandai Namco, Tales of Zestiria. And I've heard some not so great things about this one, but I don't care. I wanted to try it. I do like the Tales games, Star Ocean games. Well, I like Star Ocean, and I played the demo of Tales of Zestiria, and I know their histories are kind of in line, because the team from, or their respective teams, actually have origins together. So I forgot, I don't know, whichever series started, Star Ocean or Tales, I think it was Tales. They all started from there, and then another team kind of branched off into creating other series, so check that out. And I knew getting it for real cheap one day. I was in the store, I was like, oh, like, how much is that? I was like, oh, like, I don't remember how much it was. I was like, oh yeah, I'll take that. So I was gonna get it at some point anyway, and it was right there, cheap, brand new, why not? So, all right, and we're gonna jump back another gen. I'm just gonna keep going back in time, I guess. Might as well. Why not? Oh wait, where's the other one? Damn it! So jumping back another generation, jumping to 360. No PS3, because I never had a PS3, which I do want one though, so I can play Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. But 360, and I got some really good stuff here too. So first, we'll just go in whatever. Just on for the bottom of the list. Ghostbusters. Actually, Ghostbusters is my favorite movie, and I had rented this, and I wasn't like overjoyed by it. It was like, okay, it was cool. So I just never bought it right away, and I wish I did. So I was like, you know what? Kind of reflecting back on it at some point, I was like, you know what? It was pretty good, and definitely, like, I felt that nostalgic vibe for it. And I was like, I should just bought it. So I ended up buying it last year, eBay. And I didn't have to pay some ridiculous price for it, because for a while it was on Amazon anyway. It was like, the price was just ridiculous for no reason whatsoever. Next up, I mentioned this on a previous video probably, and I also put it out on Twitter and Instagram. Wanted to try out Fallout games. You saw my Fallout, I mentioned in my Fallout video, Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition. And I was like, which Fallout game, Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, or Fallout 4 should I get? I want to check out a Fallout game for myself. I always hear mixed things about Fallout 3 and then Fallout 4. And I heard Fallout New Vegas was the best. I heard that a lot. Like, people just love it. So I ended up getting that. Fallout New Vegas Ultimate Edition. So I get all the DLC, good stuff there. And of course, it's backwards compatible. But I might just say play it on 360 just so I can not have to worry about like installing and using up that storage space. But then I end up coming across Fallout 3 Game of the Year Edition. And this was like $7. So I was like, I couldn't pass it up. Like, why not? I was at Target one day. I got New Vegas from Best Buy. So I was like, so does him, they both come with a second disc. They get all the DLCs for both of those. And I was like, you know what? I'll just get them all. Why not? Whatever. As if my backlog isn't long enough, but you know how I do. So Bethesda, tell you Bethesda fans, shout out in the comments there. Next up, let's see. Oh, another Bethesda game. Bethesda published Arcane Dishonored Game of the Year Edition. I do have this regular edition of Dishonored, but this one has all the DLC, and I got it for crazy cheap price. So I like the box art too. So I was like, why not just get that? So I just bought all the DLC. And but yeah, Dishonored dope, very atmospheric. I like that. Next up, from Vigil and THQ. THQ working now? I don't know which one. This one's like all the THQ stuff is madness now. I can't keep up with all that stuff. So Dishonored 1 and 2. Played this one just around the time it came out, and I didn't buy it right away, but I liked it enough. It was cool. Like I said, I just never bought it right away. So this one stars the Horseman War, and I like the idea of the Horseman. And this Darksiders 2, this is the limited edition. This one stars Death. And then Darksiders 3 is supposed to drop this year with Fury, and she has a cool little whip and a bunch of attacks. Haven't seen anything coming out of that from that game in a while though. You saw a lot of it last year. I don't say a lot, but we saw quite a bit last year. And so definitely it's supposed to drop this year. So expecting to see a lot more from that game, especially over the summer. Because if it drops anytime in the fall, I think it's going to be an awful decision. So it has to come out in the summer. Unless you want like a late December game or like a early December game after the kind of holiday rush, like Black Friday, stuff like that. But anyways, Darksiders 1 and 2, 360. Whew. Last for 360. The best Call of Duty games, Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 1 and 2 are still my favorite ones. And I played Modern Warfare 3. I rented it. I only played through the campaign, and I played the multiplayer, but that was it. I never got a chance to play it again. But I was in Denver last year and stopped at a random pawn shop, and it had Modern Warfare 3 Steelbook Edition for $2. Like, it was $2. It still has the marker in the back. I don't know how well it's going to show, but it was $2. I was like, what? And I was already gonna buy the game on eBay, but then I saw this. I was like, oh yeah, I'll take that, run that. So Modern Warfare 3, check it out again. And then we're back, Call of Duty and W3, as I showed you already. But then I was like, oh, let me look at Modern Warfare 2. I know that one. See if that one had a steelbook, and it did. And I also got, so I ended up ordering it on eBay, and also came with an art book. So, like, that's cool. So Modern Warfare 2 Steelbook, I already have it, still working condition, but I wanted the Steelbook version just because. No game in there because it's actually in my 360 right now. Because after I popped, I just wanted to make sure it worked, even though I already have a copy. But I popped it in, and people were still playing Modern Warfare 2. Like legit, people were still playing it, and I think that's absolutely great. Like this is just crazy dope because Modern Warfare 2 was just such a fun game. Those first two Modern Warfares, Modern Warfare 3 not so much, but Modern Warfare 1 and 2, they were so fun. The campaigns were great. The multiplayer was dope. And I had a ball playing those. So I was actually playing like Modern Warfare 2 in 2018. Can you believe that? In 2017. I'm sorry, not 20. I was playing it more this year. I meant playing it some more. Actually, you know what? This one should actually go on my 2018 video. I think I did buy this one this year. I believe I did. Oh well, you get to see it now. Modern Warfare 2, not so much on the back, just yeah, some kind of smoke there. Not too much there, but yeah, Modern Warfare 2. So that's it for PS4 and Xbox 360. Lots of good stuff there. We're gonna jump back into the generation, PS2, and whew, smile's only gonna get wider from here because I'm going back and all of these games, most of these games I used to have actually. So this one, where a lot of inspiration from this one went into Gears of War. Kill switch, Namco, take aim, take cover, take aim, take over. Third-person shooter, cover shooting mechanics. Pretty cool. It was actually a pretty cool game. And I used to have it. I don't remember what happened to my copy. I might have sold it at GameStop when I used to do that. But, so I had to buy it back. I'm like, I need to get this game back in my collection again. And I popped it in. It was just great to just control it again and just feel that game. Next up, Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. I know everybody hates Raiden, blah, blah, blah. But I already have this game. But what's important is I needed it. I just wanted a cheap copy because I really just wanted to have the full, like, complete copy because the copy I have doesn't have the instruction booklet or the box art, and that's what I wanted, so I can have that. Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. Whew. Next games. Actually, here, we'll do another Konami game first. Zone of the Enders. I do have Zone of the Enders 2 coming, which I never played, but Zone of the Enders, and it does have the Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty demo, which I'm sure prompted a lot of people to buy Zone of the Enders, which was actually a good game in its own right. The main character can be a little annoying, but you get past it and it's a good game there. Last up for PS2. Oh man. SOCOM. I'm just gonna say it. Like, SOCOM, US Navy SEALs. The all four of the PS2 games. SOCOM, US Navy SEALs. SOCOM 2, US Navy SEALs. SOCOM 3, US Navy SEALs. And SOCOM Combined Assault. There is a SOCOM 4, but it was on PS3. So, and I used to have SOCOM 3 and Combined Assault, yeah. So I got 3 really cheap, and then I just ended up buying Combined Assault somewhere. But, again, some games that I probably sold, and I was like, I need to get them back in my collection, and then also get SOCOM 1 and 2. So, 2 of these, I don't even remember which ones it was now. It might have been 1 and 2. So last year, random pawn shop trip with a buddy. First time out, this was like what spurred my pawn shop visits. We were there and I was like, oh, let me look through their games, nothing too much. Came across some of the PS2 games, saw SOCOM, I was like, what? And they were either 50 cents or $1 a piece. I can't remember, I think it was 50 cents actually. But whatever it was, it wouldn't have mattered. I would have bought them 50 cents, $1, $2, probably even more. SOCOM 1 and 2, so yeah. These were pretty dope. I remember playing some of one of these online, probably 2 or 3. I played online back when you could, you know, teabag and all that good stuff in my early online playing days. PS2 to network adapter. hooked up to the back, you fat PS2. Oh man, so many good memories here. Dude, y'all just don't understand what it means to have some of these games back in my collection. Like the games I missed that I got cheap is fine, but just like getting back some of the games that couple games were taken, and some I sold back. I sold to GameStop, which I wish I would never done. And yeah, whew. Now PS1. I didn't even talk about my PlayStation. Before I jump on PS1 Games, let me actually talk about my actual PlayStation. Now this one is not my original PlayStation. I did a PlayStation 1 way back, and I ended up, after a while, like had my PS2 and whatever else. Might have been even after that. But I really didn't have much use for the PS1 anymore. And one of my guys, he didn't have any system, so I was like, oh, you know, whatever, I'll just get my PS1. So I did. But now I was like, man, I need to get a PS1, like starting to get back some of the stuff I used to have. And so, same pawn shop I got the SOCOM games from. Walked in one day, oh, let me just go see, it was like spur moment, let me go over here, pop in, and see what they got. And I I looked at the games, nothing I really cared about. So as I'm walking out, they have a bin at the front of like near the front of the store, and it says as is. So I'm looking through it. I think I saw the PlayStation, I was just looking through it, whatever. I saw the PlayStation, $5 as is. And it was like, I grabbed it, took it over to the counter. I'm like, what do you know about this? And the dude I was talking to, he's like, I didn't even know we had that. And he was like, oh, let me plug it up for you and check it out. I was like, yeah. So he plugged it up, popped in. He's like, oh, so I grabbed a random game off the side and popped it in, and it worked, so it ran fine. And he was like, oh, you know, to hook you up with some newer AV cords. So he plugged me with some new AV cords, $5 cash. So he's like, yeah, just $5 cash, whatever. Like, bow. And I had the $5. Give me that. So I got a PS1 back in my collection, which I was going to buy off eBay. I had already been looking at PS1s on eBay, and they were like probably upwards of 30, 40, $50, maybe more. But I got one for $5, and it didn't come in the controller though. But I still had one of my own controllers, so I pulled that right out. Wow, PS1 $5, baby. Can't beat that. So now, PS1 games, and let me tell you, when I held some of these, when I ordered them, I was like, I'm going back to my PS1 games. And when I got these in, like the mail, I was just geeking out, because it was just took me back. I was in a time machine, because I couldn't believe having some of these games again. So let's start. Going with some Activision Ninja action. Can you guess what it is? You probably wouldn't even thought these games were even made by Activision, which is wild to think about. Tenchu Stealth Assassins, and Tenchu 2, Birth of the Stealth Assassins, Live by Honor, Kill by Stealth. I never actually played the second one, but I did have the first one. And I do have Tenchu Z on 360. But man, these ones, I love Ninja games, love Ninja period, Ninja media. And just to have these games, just love it. Tenchu! Oh. Next, that's not even the last, that is not the last appearance of Ninja in this list, so prepare. Now this one of the greatest games featuring this character, SpiderMan PS1, easily. This one, SpiderMan Web of Shadows, and SpiderMan 2 for PS2. But this one had so many costumes, had Carnage, and then you had the Carnage symbiote merging with Doc Ock for like this chase scene through like these vents or whatever. Dude, this shit was wild. Spider-Man, like, the last time I touched this game, and man, just look at the font. Oh, Spider-Man font. Dude, Activision. These make all the good Marvel games. Wow, just love that one. Now this one, similar to SOCOM, military game, but this is like a budget series. This is like a legit budget series. I think these were like $10 when they were brand new, and I had at least 2 of them. But they were good. Like, they were like really quality games. Like, even though like they were budget titles, like I got plenty of enjoyment out of them. So like that's a win. Spec Ops. So you got Spec Ops, Covert Assault. Check that out. Squad based. You can give your, is it You get 2 characters or you get 4? I think, yeah, it might just be 2, I'm not sure. Spec Ops Ranger Elite, and then Spec Ops Stealth Patrol. I think this one was the first one I had way back then. And look at that cover, look at that cover art. It is horrendous. Look at that, it looks awful. But whatever, Spec Ops. And, what was I thinking of? Other game from Spec Ops, which is just completely removed from this old stuff. Spec Ops The Line from 360 and PS3, which I heard has a fantastic story. I never got to play. I do want to buy that though. But yeah, Spec Ops, man, like I said, budget title, military's kind of squad-based shooter, giving your characters or giving the other soldiers orders. So just very similar to SOCOM. I just don't remember if you had access to like your player and 3 others, or just 1 other squad man. I can't remember, or if it was just solo. I don't remember. When I plugged it in to see if they worked, it was a while ago, so I can't remember exactly. But next up, 2 of the games I have good memories of. One of them which I don't remember. I don't think I beat, and I remember getting lost, and I think my progress was kind of blocked by a mistake I made. ODT, Escape or Die Trying. One of the, I guess you could say it's kind of like a, do they call it an RPG? It might be, I'm not sure. But yeah, Escape or Die Trying. He picked from like 4 characters. You're stranded on this planet. And there's just a whole lot of weird stuff in this game. And when I got it, I was testing to see if it worked. Like I played for a little bit just to kind of remember how it felt. Because I remember like the intro, and just a lot of random bits about the game. It was just so wild, and like the controls felt so funky. It's like, this game is weird. I don't know what's going on in this game. And my progress got blocked when I was a kid, and I couldn't progress any further. And then something happened to my game, and it was just kind of lost. But it's found now. And now, last but not least, striking like a true ninja, Shadow of Darkness. In purple clad, it's kind of purple blue, it's kind of like royal, I don't know what you would say. And look at this sweet disc. Like, I love that color, and the font of Ninja looks dope. Eidos, oh, we got some Tomb Raider 3 and Fighting Force. Anybody remember Fighting Force? Like, I remember that game, and there's actually a demo on one of the Tomb Raider games, and you actually get to play Fighting Force, and that game is awful. Like, it's so weird. Just the way it controls. But anyways, Ninja Shadow of Darkness had this there's a lot of good stuff about this game. First, like, your character moves and kind of like bounces in place, I think. I don't know if he actually stands still. I feel like he bounces. In the way he moves, he like bounces around. It's so weird. But the soundtrack, like the score is kind of cool. Like this I think they utilize flutes a lot, but I had to double check. And I remember popping in, but I can't remember. But I remember beating this. And, oh man, it was so long ago, like, it just feels like a lifetime ago. Like, seriously, I didn't understand. Like, I can't, the words to express how I feel when, like, getting some of these back in hand. Like, I don't even think they've been invented. They don't even exist in our language, in any language on Earth, in any timeline, any universe ever. But it's just so wild, like, having Ninja again, Ninja, ODT, Spec Ops, SpiderMan, Tenchu, like, I just don't understand. Well, some of y'all probably do, but I'm just saying for me, like, SOCOM, Kill Switch, like, this, like, legit just games from so long ago, like, just a lifetime ago memories. And, like, when was PlayStation, like, it was in, like, high school, and yeah, like 8th grade, high school, whatever. So here it is. PS1, PS2, PS4, Xbox 360. Just ridiculous. So actually last year I bought games. So this 1, 2, 3, 4. I bought games for 6 different platforms last year. PS1, PS2, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and 3DS. So like, that's just so wild. I don't even know if I'll usually give them a shot. But just look at all these old games. Like, just to have these back, just the memories. And even some of the more recent ones, like the PS4 and 360 ones, it's good just to have some of those games that I missed. And or played and never actually owned. So I actually have them in my collection, in my possession, but really it's all about the PS1 and PS2, because those are just like those years of gaming, man. So good. But anyways, I don't even know how long this video is going. I'm gushing, taking this trip down memory lane. I'm glad you stuck with it and took this trip with me in this video game time machine, but it won't be the last one. I'm doing the same thing this year. I already have a nice little stack of games for 2018. So at the end of the year, I will definitely do another great video game haul of 2018, and that one's have some gems in it too. Like, I don't know if I have as many games though, because when I did this one, like, I just kind of went hard. I was like, oh, I need this and that. I want to get this game, that game. So there probably won't be too many more. I don't know if it'll be like quantity wise the same, but quality will still be the same, which is high. But yeah, thanks for sticking with this video. Like I said, I have no idea how long it is. Just kind of enjoying talking about some of these games again and looking through them. And now they finally just get sorted and put on my shelf, which is clearly running out of space. I have, like, once these go on there, I will need a whole nother shelf. And this doesn't even have like my Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, or Game Gear games on it. Those are all in their respective cases. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna keep rambling, so I'm gonna stop now. This is GENOthaDRAGON's saying, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this trip down memory lane. If you played any of these games or curious about any of them, please just let me know in the comments below, because I definitely would love to talk about this with talking about any of these games. If any of you have like those same kind of memories, and just if you felt any sense of nostalgia just from seeing the cover again, hearing me talk about it, let me know. Like, feel free to fanboy, fangirl, gush, and we can talk about it in the comments below. But yeah, that's that. Great video. That is my great video game haul of 2017. This is GENOthaDRAGON saying happy gaming and peace out.